Hey everybody, and today we're going to be looking at some often forgotten shorts from otherwise iconic rats in animation. And I think we all know the one. That's right. 12-ounce Mouse! Mickey Mouse, Mr. Animation himself. Ever since Steamboat Willie took the world by storm pioneering sound synchronization in animation, Mickey has become an icon with a plethora of cartoons and synonymous face of animation thanks to those three circles. They even had the power to make a 19-year-old Smash fan squeal. And while his cartoons weren't exactly funny, and isn't even the best character of his own series, I mean it's Goofy, just saying, you can't think of animation without him. But by the time Fantasia came along, use of the rat was dwindling with more focus put on his peers, feature-length films, and the last short featuring him, The Simple Things, releasing in 1953. It wouldn't be until 30 years later where we see him on the big screen again with Mickey's Christmas Carol, playing with a re-release of The Rescuers. And I can safely say it's a really solid take on the tale I make sure to put on every holiday season. But that's not the focus of today's video, as in the 1990s, the mouse had some interesting outings with The Prince and the Pauper and Runaway Brain. So today, we're gonna look at both shorts and see if they're worth checking out. Starting with the first short of the lot, The Prince and the Pauper, releasing alongside The Rescuers Down Under in 1990. Why does Mickey and The Rescuers suddenly go hand in hand? And also, this is the last animated project at Walt Disney Animation Studios to use traditional cell animation before moving on to caps. In the short, the king falls ill with the greedy Captain Pete looting and stealing from the peasants in the kingdom, all in the king's name no less. We then meet Mickey, Goofy, and Pluto as beggars, and as Pluto follows a carriage filled with meat, he then goes into the castle and Mickey following after him is allowed in, with the guard thinking that he's the prince. And speaking of the devil, we then meet him studying alongside his teacher Horace Horsecollar and valet Donald, with the prince wishing to live like peasants. Both Prince and Pauper soon meet, and envious of each other's lives, swap places with peasant Mickey as the prince and Prince as the peasant, with Pete kicking the disguised prince out as a peasant via a catapult. He soon learns about Pete's wrongdoings to the peasants, and to stop the soldiers, he shows his ring to confirm that he's the prince. The soldiers try and fail to stop him, and tell Pete about what happened. Alarmed by the information, Pete then plans to execute the real prince and have Mickey as his puppet ruler. Meanwhile in the castle, Mickey is called to meet the king on his deathbed, and tells him to become the king as a candle's light goes out once he dies. Now that's effective. Wanting to warn the prince, Pete stops him in his track and blackmails him to become king, or else Pluto gets neutered. As the prince hears that the king is dead, he then heads to the castle, but gets captured. Hey, Donald's there too! The big day arrives as Mickey tries to stall the event, as Goofy comes in to bust the prince and Donald out of jail and stop the coronation. They all arrive and the prince challenges Pete, defeating him and his men. After clearing things up, the prince becomes the King of England. Okay, this one was good. Great animation, good charm, and superb voice acting from Wayne Allwine as Mickey and the Prince. While not as strong as Mickey's Christmas Carol, it's a good recommendation for Disney and Mickey fans. Plus, it's better than the film that initially played after it. And now for Runaway Brain, releasing with the Kid in King Arthur's Court in America in 1995, The Hunchback of Notre Dame in Australia, and a Goofy movie here in the UK in 1996. Let me tell you, I was pretty intrigued by this short when I saw a trailer of it on an old VHS of my cousin's. But when finding this short now, I've had a really hard time tracking it down. It's not on Disney+, it barely has a presence on home media, but I did find it on a Walt Disney Treasures DVD. Now these are really good compilations of the classic cartoons worth checking out with tons of bonus features, unique intros by film historian Leonard Moulton, shorts not on Disney+, and even The Sorcerer's Apprentice and Mickey and the Beanstalk. Why do you hate me, God? So these releases are great. Only one problem. It's part of that stupid Disney Vault gimmick, meaning that it's been long out of print, making this already elusive film that much harder to find. Anyway, back to the actual short. We begin with Mickey at home addicted to a video game as Minnie pops by to remind him that they have a date. Whilst Mickey suggests mini-golf, Minnie thinks they're going to a $1,000 trip to Hawaii. I don't want to imagine how much that would cost today. With that leading Mickey to find work. He then finds a job with enough money for the trip and heads to Dr. Frankenolly's house. I see what you did there. Mickey then gets sucked in and is greeted by a baboon professor voiced by Kelsey Grammer of Frasier fame. or how Simpsons fans recognize him as "Ah! Sideshow Bob!" He then puts Mickey through an experiment to switch minds with his gigantic pet Julius. Very reminiscent of Pete, huh? They then switch minds, leading to Mickey in Julius' body, and Julius in a wild and untamed design of Mickey, which looks pretty cool when looking back. It's Morbin time! Ha-ha! This alone caused the short to garner quite the controversy, with giving a character known for being family-friendly receive an edgy makeup. While pretty common nowadays with Kingdom Hearts and Epic Mickey, back in '95, this raised a few eyebrows. Yet in an age of Ren and Stimpy, it's not too bad. Well, maybe aside Dr. Frank and only not making it through the experiment, and even then it gave me a chuckle. Julius in Mickey's body then looks for Minnie, with Mickey in Julia's body following and explaining to Minnie they swap bodies. After bumping into an electric wire, Mickey and Julius swap back, with Julius taking Minnie up to a tall building King Kong style, with Mickey heading out defeating Julius and saving Minnie. Mickey and Minnie then head out to Hawaii with Julius taking them. Now I really like this one. It was fast-paced, funny, and provides a good breath of fresh air from your standard Mickey affair. Definitely one of my favorite Mickey shorts. But I kinda wish they made more of these 7-minute shorts as opposed to the prior 24-minute featurettes. And it's also a shame Disney are trying to bury the short for being too scary as if it never existed. Like, have you seen the Mad Doctor? Anyhow, this is one worth checking out. In fact, both of these shorts are worth checking out. They took a fresh spin on the rats we haven't seen before or after. And given his popularity and that he'll still keep getting his own shorts even after all the planet's resources run out, I can at least hope this type of Mickey will be revisited. On this day this video will have been uploaded, it's the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Animation Studios founding. And with that, I'm quite looking forward to their special centennial short Once Upon a Studio, even more so than Wish, to be honest. I just wanted to wish the actual animation studio that started it all a happy 100th anniversary and another century of magic. Now, speaking of the animation studio, where am I now up to reviewing every film in the animated canon? Son of a gun. Have you seen any of these shorts, and if you did, what'd you think of them? Let me know down below, and with that, thanks for watching.